The current judiciary, which consists of the U.S. Supreme Court and the lower federal courts, is responsible for hearing and deciding cases that involve federal laws, the Constitution, or disputes between states or parties from different states. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, and it has the final say on the interpretation of the law and the Constitution. The lower federal courts include the district courts, which are the trial courts of the federal system, and the courts of appeals, which review decisions made by the district courts or by federal agencies. There are many cases under consideration by the current judiciary, but some of the most notable ones are pending before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court agrees to hear only a small fraction of the cases that are appealed to it, usually those that involve important constitutional questions or conflicting interpretations of federal law by the lower courts. The Supreme Court hears oral arguments in these cases from October to April and issues written opinions from November to June. According to Wikipedia One, some of the cases that the Supreme Court has agreed to hear and has not yet decided as of June 30, 2022 are Atchison Hotels, LLC v. Lawfer, whether a person who claims to test compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act has standing to sue a hotel for not providing disability accessibility information on its website, even if she has no intention of visiting the hotel. Alexander v. South Carolina State Conference of the NAACP, whether courts must apply a presumption of good faith to a legislature's racial intent when drawing legislative districts, whether courts must separate race from politics when evaluating such districts, and whether courts must consider a district's compliance with traditional districting principles before finding that race was the predominant factor in drawing districts. Brown v. United States. Which version of federal law should a sentencing court use to determine if a prior state drug offense qualifies as a serious drug offense under the Armed Career Criminal Act, which imposes a mandatory minimum sentence for repeat offenders? Campos Chaves v. Garland. Whether the government provides adequate notice of removal proceedings to non-citizens when it sends an initial notice document that does not include the time and place of proceedings followed by an additional document containing that information. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau v. Community Financial Services Association of America. Whether the statute that provides funding to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau violates the Constitution's Appropriations Clause, which requires that all spending be authorized by Congress. Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. Whether all pre-viability prohibitions on elective abortions are unconstitutional, whether Mississippi's law banning abortions after 15 weeks, whether abortion providers have third-party standing to challenge it.